Love in America is brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source.
Gems with M helps showcase December's 4 accepted birthstones.
Zircon, tanzanite, turquoise, and blue topaz, which is also the 4th anniversary stone.
Birthstones and colored gemstones make wonderful gifts for anyone on your list. Only at the Gold and Diamond Source.
True love stories never have endings.
He had me.
But they all have a beginning.
The day that I met her, I knew that she could be.
Passionate couples share their adventures in finding true love.
That was the mission.
Here on Love in America with Sarina Fazan.
Hi everyone, I am Sarina Fazan and welcome to Love in America, a show exploring those beautiful love stories and long-lasting love. Joining me in the studio today, a couple certainly who can share that. Kerry and former Mayor Rick Kriseman, thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Love in America.
Thank you. We're happy to be here.
Such familiar faces. Former Mayor of St. Petersburg, Rick Kriseman, again. 30 years married, right? Almost in the month of November. And
right.
You wrote a book,
I did.
Kerry Kriseman, Accidental First Lady. Okay, so let's get started. How did you guys meet?
We we met in a bar.
At a bar.
It's not the opening punchline for a joke, but we did. We more like we recognized each other in a bar. And I guess I'll start, and you can
jump in. Okay.
During college, I worked 2 jobs. One of them was at a bank, and Rick used to come in every Friday to the drive-in and deposit his check, and so I could see him from a distance, but I couldn't see if there was a ring on the finger. So I just kind of, left it up to that. Didn't really think much,
Come on, Kerry. No. We are going to talk about what you said before the show.
Truth be told.
Truth be told. Come on.
And
what did you do?
Well, I did say that he knows when I'm lying. So I'm not lying when I say I looked up his account, only to see if there was a woman on the account. And there was not. So, every Friday came and went for a couple months or whatever. And I had another job in college working at the St. Petersburg Times. And so sometimes on the Saturday nights after deadlines, some of us copy clerks and the sports guys would go out for a drink afterward. And somebody suggested, why don't we go to Beach Nuts this weekend or this Saturday night? And so we did.
Which is a bar, right? In St. Peter, or Treasure Island.
Treasure Island.
Okay,
Used to be. It's probably now a condo or something. But yes, it was up on stilts, typical beach bar. And so my friend Jen and I finished before the sports guys, and we headed out to Beach Nuts, and we're just hanging out waiting. And, I see this guy looking at me from about 30 feet away. And so toss it to you.
Yeah, so I didn't want to go out that night because I wasn't feeling well. But a friend of mine said, oh, come on, let's just go. I really hadn't been to this beach bar before. And so I thought, all right, I'll go. And it was probably around 11:30 maybe or so.
It was, a little later even.
It was later, towards the end, for at least, and I'm like, look, I'm not feeling well. Let's just go. And then...
then you spotted her.
And I spotted her. And I told my buddy, I said, what do you think of those 2 over there? So he's like, well, let's go over. I said, I think I know one of them.
Wait, okay, so hold on for what? Did you know her from the bank?
I recognized her from the bank. And she tells how she looked up my account. I jokingly always say now, I clearly know she didn't marry me for my money, because if she saw my account, she knew I didn't have any.
Okay, so let me ask. I just have to, right? This is Love in America, but when you said to your buddy, look at those 2 over there, were you thinking at this point, long term, or hey, where can the night take us? I'm supposed to be asking these questions, I'm supposed to be more raw. I'm blushing as I'm asking on the record. I'm blushing.
Truthfully, it was just really... we were ready to go, and I was ready to go, and then when I spotted her, I was like, I think I know her. Let's go over and see. And that's when I said, excuse me, but do you work at Sunbank? And your answer was?
I said, Mr. Kriseman, and which is because at our job we were required to call every customer by name, and I was 22, he was 28, so. When I was younger 20s to older 20s, 6 years is a bigger difference. So I erred on the side of more formality by calling him Mr. Kriseman. That's Richard, as he signed his checks. But I don't think I've ever called him Richard in my life.
No.
But
not even when you get mad or anything?
No.
No.
So So,
Yeah, I know I'm in trouble if I hear Richard David.
so that was it, so it was Mr. Kriseman. We chatted for a little bit, and,
And then did you get his number? Did you get, like, what happened from there?
Well, I mean, she's working 2 jobs. I was a lawyer at that time, had already finished law school and started working. So I said, look, I know you're a lot busier than I am. And so I think I gave you my number and said, why don't you call me and let me know when you're available, because I'd like to go out.
Look, good looking and smart, right? You're thinking, you're like, whoa, okay, a lawyer too. All right, so what did you do? Did you call him right away, or did you try to play it cool? And
it was Saturday night. I played it cool and waited till Wednesday to call him. So, and then I called him, and this was in the age of answering machines.
I forgot about that.
See, he says he doesn't use his broadcasting degree, but he's clearly talented, because when I called, I get this, I'm Robin Leach, I'm Richard Kriseman. I can't even do the accents, but clearly you could, because it was champagne wishes and caviar dream, and I hung up the phone. And I was like, I was like,
I used to make my
what
own
is this? And I looked at the number, I'm like, okay, I dialed the right number. So I cautiously called back, and I said who I was and so forth, my contact info, and he called me back. But yes, he did. He used to make up his own answering machine messages. They were themed. There was Mr. Ed, Ronald Reagan, Saul Bernstein, the old Jewish man, which he can do that because he's Jewish.
And we're going to talk about interfaith marriages too a little bit later.
But,
wow.
So we somehow connected after that answering machine debacle, and did go out for a first date.
Okay, but this is really romantic. Okay, so you were going on a ski trip, right? But you wanted to connect.
I wanted to go out before I went on the ski trip.
Okay.
So I just said, you pick the movie and dinner, and she did. She picked a very romantic movie.
Yes. Which movie would that be,
Well,
Kerry Kriseman?
I have to couch this with why I picked it. Number one, I'd already seen the movie, so why would I be seeing it again and so frequently, or in such a short amount of time? But I'm flipping through the paper, and the pickings were slim. I was like, what? They needed to replenish the movies with new ones. So I hastily suggested, how about we go see Silence of the Lambs?
Silence of the Lambs. How romantic is that?
Yeah.
So,
Really romantic.
and then it was a Wednesday night. This was not an Instagrammable moment, let me tell you. If Instagram had been around, I don't know that we would have been posing for any pictures about that. And so we went to Chili's and then went over to the mall and saw the movie.
Okay, and so married 30 years, or almost 30 years in the month of November. But did you know, they say that guys know. How soon did you know?
That night.
That night?
Yeah. I mean, when I dropped her off, and I really, I kind of went home, and I was very excited, because I'm like, this is it. She's the one.
Really? Like, I mean, is it a little voice in your head, or what is it?
I'm not sure what it was. I mean, there was just this connection that was really strong that I felt. First off, she's incredibly beautiful.
Oh, and look, isn't that so? Well, you guys, seriously, when right from the minute that you walked in, I mean, your eyes light up. You finish each other's sentences. It's just so adorable.
And it's like that was instantaneous. And I had been in a relationship before. I met Kerry for like 3 years with someone, and it really felt like when that one ended, I knew what I wanted. I knew what I was looking for. It was real clear. I mean, I was, 28?
28 when we met.
That's right.
Yeah.
And, so I really was hoping to meet somebody at some point, although I wasn't really expecting, because it wasn't that long. It was only a couple months after I ended that other relationship. But it was just, I just knew.
It was just immediate.
And from that point on, I mean, the conversations we had almost every day, we talked, and for hours.
Yeah.
Every time.
When you used to talk on the phone.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's right.
I mean,
thank God it wasn't texting. I probably would have carpal tunnel with both thumbs.
Numb thumbs.
Yeah.
So best friends on top of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's it. I mean, if you're fortunate enough in life to marry your best friend, then
We had
there's
fun
nothing better.
together. We still do. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so, Kerry, how soon did you know? Did you know that night too, or did it take you a bit?
I think it was more of an evolution. It wasn't that I ever needed to be convinced or convince myself, but it was more of just, like Rick said, we started spending more time together, and we were inseparable. And I remember it was, I think a lot of couples go through this period of their courting. There's like wedding season of all your friends. You know, a lot of your friends are getting married around the same time. And, you know, his friends were older than my friends, but still, we had both sides of friends getting married. And so it started that, when are you two getting married? When are you two? And I think it was around 6 months into our dating, we started talking about marriage. So we got engaged about almost a year after we started dating.
And then how soon did you get married after you got engaged? About a year?
No, we got engaged February of 92 and got married November of 92. So it was a quick 9 months.
But we didn't want to, I mean, one of the things that was really important to us, because I'm Jewish and Kerry's Catholic, is we didn't want to get engaged even until we made some decisions on, all right, if we're going to get married, because we were already talking about, so we knew we wanted to. But what are we going to do with our kids? How are we going to raise them? Because I knew people that had gotten into interfaith marriages and they hadn't figured that out beforehand. And then they tried to figure it out after the kids were born, and it didn't work.
That is, on that note, for our next segment, let's talk about interfaith marriages. Guys, are you in love with the Krisemans yet? We are. Stay with us for more.
Thinking about getting engaged, planning to upgrade your wedding ring, or finally getting that Rolex?
The Gold and Diamond Source can help you in many ways.
You can start a layaway plan for only 10% down and 6 monthly payments.
Take advantage of our 3 to 5 year interest-free financing.
Or you can trade in your old broken jewelry and use it towards a new purchase.
Come to the Gold and Diamond Source and find that perfect gift for the ones that you love.
Hi everyone, I'm Sarina Fizan. You are watching Love in America, and we are here with former St. Petersburg Mayor Rick Kriseman and his beautiful wife Kerry, married for 30 years in November, and also the author of Accidental First Lady. All right, so let's talk about the interfaith marriage. You were Jewish.
Yep.
Right, Mayor? And you're Christian Catholic. Okay, so before you got engaged or before you got married, you started talking about religion?
We did. I mean, I think what we didn't want to have happen is have children and then try and figure out, do we raise them Jewish? Do we raise them Catholic? What do we do? I mean, there are some people just let the kids decide. We didn't want to do that. We wanted to at least raise them in some sort of religious background. And then if they, you know, and expose them to both, and then if they let them choose at that point in time as they became adults. So we read about each other's religions. I went and met with a priest. Kerry
Met with a rabbi.
And we asked questions.
That just shows, wow, well that shows just how much the two of you truly, truly love each other, right? And you said that you're best friends as well. So you committed yourself to learning about each other's religions. Then what happened?
We just, like Rick said, we went to, and when he met with the priest and I met with the rabbi, we were together for those. He didn't go by himself or whatever, you know, and so we just had our lists of questions. We obviously like thought about it, or there was no deadline per se. And then we just kind of talked about it.
Right.
And I guess for me, obviously when there's two of you and you have to pick one, someone has to give, right?
Right.
So, and maybe it was the first time we had to compromise, but anyone will tell you, whether it's, you know, 5 days or 5 years, 50 years, you have to compromise in any kind of relationship, friendship, marriage, whatever. So
and on numerous topics you have to compromise. I mean, I know religion is a significant one.
Right.
Yeah.
But was there any talk of converting?
No.
Because you both love your faith and you wanted to stay with your faith.
Yeah, I could not convert, you know, authentically convert. And it was never asked of me because of what I still believe the root of Catholicism is. So, I mean, why would I convert just to say that I'm Jewish now and, you know, that kind of thing? I mean, I think it's great for those who choose to do it and for those who don't. And Rick's family never asked me to convert. That does happen sometimes on both sides. They will want the families to convert.
Well, and interestingly, the person I dated before I met Kerry was also Catholic. And at that point in time, my parents were like, she's got to become Jewish if you're going to marry her. And so, you know, and then when that relationship broke up, I said to them, look, if I find the person that I'm in love with and they're not Jewish, I'm not going to ask them to convert, and you're not going to require them to convert, because this is the person I'm in love with, so I don't care.
How tough of a conversation was that with your parents?
Maybe it was easier because I had gone through the first one. Well, and the interesting thing,
I don't remember it being an issue.
No,
really.
But you know, it's fascinating, because if you talk to a lot of people who are Jewish, if they marry outside their faith, they typically marry Catholic.
We've got
Yes,
it in
I
our
mean, you know,
family.
it is so interesting. No, I have so many couples that I know where one person is Jewish and the other person is Catholic. So what do you do? So with the kids, you have two beautiful children. Sam, I'm partial to that name because I have a daughter named Samantha who goes to a Catholic school, and Jordan, who's a boy, right? No, Jordan's a girl and Sam is a boy, of course. So what did you do with it? So with the kids, how are you raising them?
Well, we did decide to raise them Jewish, and you know, then moved on from that, you know, and did the rituals. And in Judaism, there's a baby naming or a bris, you know, if it's a boy, and so forth. You know, but for both of us, we still have our families who did not convert, you know, and we would, thankfully, number one, the families got along nicely. So there was no issues on either side from that. We had support from both sides, you know, and so that's just, if you've got that, you're already one step ahead of the game. That's a battle, or I wouldn't even say this conversation was a battle, but it was something we had to get over, a hurdle. Right. So, you know, but we didn't have any outside interferences, and so that was easy. And so with the holidays, Rick,
that was my next question. What about the holidays?
Well, he always loved the Christmas tree, and he viewed it as a commercial symbol, so to speak. He just said, I don't want the star,
or an angel.
Or an angel. It was more of an angel. Yeah, on the tree. And I'm like, that's fine. I don't care. You know, and he spent many years peeling maple or sap off of his hands when we used to get real trees and under there trying to cut the
Remember our
stump.
first tree, though? It was our first tree was all blue and white ornaments, because those are the colors of
Hanukkah.
Yes, of course.
And our tree topper was Albert the alligator.
I mean, we were just like, you know, we were kids, but, you know, we're having fun with it. It was our first time. And, you know, we had our families over. And so all these years we've involved both sides of the families, you know, when we can with the holidays on both sides. You know, we've had my family and then some for Passover and Rosh Hashanah celebrations, and the same goes for Christmas and Easter. And I would go to services with Rick at the temple, you know, and he'd go to church with me whenever, you know, that we did that. But regarding the kids, we did raise them Jewish in the temple, and they start at, is it kindergarten? We should know this. Or they do start at kindergarten in religious school. Then in third grade, they start Hebrew school in preparation for their bar or bat mitzvahs. So, and our kids did all of that while still going to church and, you know, on holidays with us. And people, you know, would say, well, aren't they going to get confused? I said, they know they're Jewish and they know their mother is Catholic and that the family is. And, you know, and when our son would get kind of, you know, kids go through that age, I want,
yes,
you know, and he did it a little more than our daughter. And I said, look, this is what he wants for Christmas. I said, look, you don't get all of this. You only get it because of me. You know, it would be just kind of a joke. You wouldn't be getting Christmas, you know. So we just
So they cleaned up.
Well, they did.
Right. Like I was going to say, how to get and Christmas, right?
Sometimes the holidays overlapped, and, you know, they learned their traditions. And, you know, from the Judaism, they learned how to make latkes with their grandmother, and you know, that kind
beautiful.
Of thing. Yeah.
And Mayor, what were you going to? I think you were going to say something.
Well,
about
we got married by a rabbi and a priest.
Oh,
yeah.
We had a rabbi and a priest do a joint service together.
We were out on the beach.
On the beach at sunset.
Not at Beach Nuts, but
but on the beach. Yeah. The beach holds a very special place for you both.
We incorporated parts of both religious ceremonies for weddings into our wedding, and it actually was. I think, and a lot of people came to us afterward and said that was just beautiful.
Don't you think, though, this honestly, speaking of beautiful, sets a beautiful example in life? Yeah. Like, just for even communities of people coming together. I mean, you guys are like the walking example.
Finding your similarities and respecting your differences.
That's right. That's
the thing, and that's what we did. And we've always respected each other's religions and, you know.
Well, and we always joked that Judaism and Catholicism are, and this is why they get along so well, they have a lot in common. Family is very important in both religions. Food is very important in both religions, and both religions are founded on guilt.
Oh, there you go. And look at that, Kerry. Okay, smart, good-looking, funny. Everything, right?
Won the lottery, right?
Well, there you go. Well, he has too. And how about when he looked at you and he said, and she's still so beautiful. Oh,
You're kind. Oh,
I mean, seriously, this is love. Do you guys want more? Yes, more with the Krisemans. We'll have that coming up.
Gems with Them helps showcase December's 4 accepted birthstones.
All with the beautiful blue hue, zircon, tanzanite, turquoise, and blue topaz, which is also the 4th anniversary stone.
Come see all of our beautiful gemstones we have at the Golden Diamond Source and learn how these fine gems make perfect gifts any time of year for everyone on your list.
For more information, visit our website or come see the largest selection of beautiful colored gemstones
Only at the Golden Diamond Source.
Hi, I'm Sarina Fazan. You are watching Love in America. We are here with Kerry and Rick Kriseman, married 30 years in November. And I just heard, Rick, you just say, we have to talk about the engagement.
Oh, jeez. It's not that.
What happened?
Another non-Instagrammable moment.
Yes, it was.
No, it.
Well, we had a favorite Italian restaurant, and it was Valentine's Day, and I knew I was going to propose to her that day. I already got in the ring and picked her up, and we got to the restaurant, and we're having a nice dinner, and I'm very nervous because
Well, we haven't ordered yet.
Oh,
we're just kind of looking at the
that's
menu
right.
or whatever.
and I realized I forgot the ring.
No.
Oh yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You're going to propose and you forgot
And this
the
was
ring?
like it wasn't tiny, but it was a smaller Italian restaurant, and we had reservations, but there were people lined up, you know, not like right as the door, you know, waiting to be seated, and it was crowded. It was Valentine's Day, and so when he left, go ahead, I won't.
No, that's
stop.
so.
Yeah.
I said, I forgot my wallet, and you know, you're not paying. So let me drive back to my apartment, which was like 15 minutes away.
15 minutes away.
Yeah, easily.
So I left her there.
I'm sitting there. I know. I'm sitting there. I'm
on
like,
Valentine's Day.
like, and people are kind of just looking at me.
Were you stood up?
Oh, I know.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
We knew you were about these people.
Yeah.
Did you know he was going to propose?
No, I had no idea.
Really?
No, I really did.
So I did go I got the ring, and I came back, and I did get on my knee and proposed to her there in the restaurant.
Yeah.
But then after dinner, we were so excited, we wanted to go to her mom's house to show her the ring.
Yeah.
And we get out of the car, and we're walking up the sidewalk, and I'm so excited, I knock her down.
No, you did not. Okay, this story just gets better and better. You, literally knock her down.
Yes.
Were you hurt?
Just a little skin knee. Nothing I didn't experience in childhood.
Okay, thank goodness you are talking about the engagement, because
Yeah.
that has to be one of the greatest and funniest stories.
Well, it certainly is memorable.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
so speaking of memorable, though, I don't know if that's, English is my 5th language, so I get confused with the words, but, viewers know that I get a little bit confused. But speaking of things, we're starting something fun on Love in America, and we're going to see how well you guys know each other. So
Right.
we're going to grab the paddles, and I'm going to ask the Krisemans a few questions.
All right.
Okay. All right, guys. We love, Sarina, my name is on there.
I don't know if
Okay.
that's one of the answers.
That's a yes. There's my name.
Here, I'll
Okay.
write on this side.
All right. Who initiated the first kiss?
I should have probably written bigger, but
It's okay.
Her memory is so much better than mine.
oh, you're good.
Okay, flip it over, guys. Oh, okay. All right, so how did the first kiss happen?
Just a good night kiss.
After the
on
movie,
the door.
when-
Yes,
yeah,
he dropped me. I was living at home still with my mom, and
Oh.
the first date.
Yeah, and that's after it was. It was
Despite
like,
Silence of the Lambs, there
Yeah.
was a first.
Despite Silence of the Lambs,
But
there
it
were
was-
still stars.
yeah, it's like when I talked about this connection. The kiss wasn't like it was this huge passionate kiss.
No.
But it just was like, this is it.
That's so romantic. Did you know before the kiss, or was it after the kiss that
no,
sealed the deal?
It just, everything just felt right, but that just sealed it.
I just love this show. I mean, your heart is full of happiness. Okay. Okay. Who is the better driver between the two of you?
You really, we're at risk at not getting to 30.
No. It's you'll be happy with what I put, and it's the truth.
We are
No.
2 for 2.
I'm a good driver, but I'm trying to think. He has endurance.
Yeah, no, honestly, yeah, okay, endurance for road. Yeah, okay, that's great.
Yeah.
You need that, especially with 2 kids. I mean, all the memories of road trips.
Yeah.
And I love to drive.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's good. All right, okay. Who is the cleanest in the house?
Oh.
Oh, that's so easy.
No, we're going to get this wrong.
No.
I'm going to be honest.
Okay. Oh.
No, seriously.
Oh,
I'm
no.
not just being nice. No.
Being nice.
She is.
Who
She
cleans
is.
the shower?
Oh.
You do, and you do other stuff. You clean up the kitchen.
Yeah,
You
but,
know,
I mean,
sometimes, I mean,
she is amazing.
I'm not a clean freak.
No, but she's. I don't know how she does it. When
Well,
the
I'm-
times that
I
you've been
have more
gone or been out of
flexibility
town,
with work
I'm
and
like,
everything.
Oh, she does it.
No.
To keep up with me.
Well, there's
and our kids.
kids are adults
well,
now.
But still.
Yeah.
And then the dogs, and then working and doing all of that. I don't know how she
Program
does
the
it.
iRobot
Well,
that we've named Sophia.
Can you tell that they love each other? This is so cute, like giving each other
he's good,
accolades
though. He always-
throughout the whole show.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I'm being serious though. I can like trust him to say, if we're doing something to get ready for a party or a family coming over, if I say, can you clean X, Y, Z or whatever, he can do it.
He can do
He's not
it.
incapable.
Well, speaking of eyes lighting up, this is one of the questions the producers wanted to ask.
Oh.
What is the color of each other's eyes? You might be surprised. Some people do not.
That's
no,
sloppy, but
Well, see, I'm terrible on this.
Oh, yes.
What are
Okay,
you-
let's see. Okay, flip it over. Oh, greenish brown.
you think so?
Yes. I see a tint of
Maybe because my
green.
mom has green eyes.
Okay, is this the first
Okay.
time that you've heard that he
Yeah.
thinks you have greenish
Well, I mean,
brown eyes?
they look
It's
to
the
me,
lights.
maybe it's the lights, but they look greenish brown.
But see, but so isn't that so sweet?
You're
the things that
brown.
we even
Yeah.
learn on the
I
show.
could
So that's the
qualify.
first time you've heard that.
Yeah.
Oh, see that. So that was a great,
Green eyes
great
are-
question.
Yeah, I'm solid brown.
Okay,
Our
so
dog.
what is each other's drink of choice? And
Like a
like a if you guys
cocktail?
yeah, a cocktail, like drink of choice. And speaking, like as you write it, and before we flip, we were talking about the kitchen and cleaning up. So how important is that in the partnership too? Does one cook and one clean, or do you guys
She's
do a
an
little
amazing
bit of
cook.
Well, so are you.
Yeah.
But just
We do
by
both.
virtue of just the way the schedule has been,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's been almost a year since he's been mayor, but just him
Mm-hmm.
being so much busier for 8 years, I did more of the cooking, I think, probably in that time. But he makes the Thanksgiving turkey every year. He makes an incredible Caesar salad dressing that we've talked about bottling, but got to figure out
Really?
how to deal with the raw egg part of it.
Right,
But
right. There's
anyway,
always,
back to that.
something.
But Rick's Caesar salad. So, but
Oh.
you mentioned cleaning also.
Yeah.
We pretty much will trade off, but then sometimes I've told you this, like he'll offer to clean up the kitchen, but if I've just eaten, I'm like, I need to move around. I want to get up, I'll clean the kitchen. So, but it's basically if I ask him to do anything, he'll do it.
Mutual Admiration Society. There's actually a song called Mutual Admiration
Wow.
Society. You guys should look it up because I think you guys again are the walking example of the Mutual Admiration Society. All right, flip it over.
I think I named this right.
Okay.
Is that right?
One of
look at
many.
One of.
Yeah, one of many. I don't
French
know.
75. I'm impressed that
yeah.
you even like.
I just
know
made it
French
last
75.
week.
You did. It was really
I have
good.
an abundance of lemons.
And a rum and coke.
So I made French 75s.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, anything.
Anything with rum.
Rum, yeah, he loves his rum.
You guys are just lovely. So we only have a couple minutes left. You wrote Accidental First Lady. Tell us about the book, Kerry, and why you wrote it.
Well, the 2017 re-election for mayor was his 8th and most contentious election to date. And so anyone who was around or remembers it will tell you that. And usually people don't ask a lot about the family and the spouses as much, and that's fine. All those years he was in politics. it didn't happen that much, and people didn't say, well, how is this for you? What's your life like? And that was fine. It was a decision we made. I didn't expect people to want to know what it meant for me. So after that election, where people were so heavily invested in an election, a local election, more than they had ever been, that question was asked a lot. And I would give my stock answer that I would give in the grocery store, where I didn't want to, and I didn't know somebody, or barely knew them. But then when I was having coffee with a friend one day, she asked me, and I gave her the truth. And we had a little bit more time to talk about it. And basically it was like, how did you get through that? Because truth be told, it was very stressful. It was stressful, on our family, and certain moments were
Sure.
very hard. And so then she said, you should write a book. And
here it is.
So I bounced the idea off a couple people, and they agreed, and started as a how-to for political spouses. And then the more I wrote, I found that my advice, if anyone asked, was kind of the same. Basically, conduct yourself as you would always, don't post on social media, write something and then hold it back, that kind of thing. Then I thought, who am I to be giving advice? Because everyone, deals with things and approaches, a role in a different way. So then it evolved.
Well, I can say, sitting here, you are a great person to give advice. And I know what you're thinking, Mayor. I know what you're thinking. I would marry her all over again.
What?
Here's to the next 30 years.
She's an amazing writer, too.
I love it. Okay,
thank you.
accidental first
It's
lady.
been fun. It's been a lot of fun. I'm glad I did it, and he was very supportive as well.
Well, we loved having you on Love in America.
It was fun.
I'm so glad. Do you want to be on Love in America? Do you want to be on Dating in America or one of the shows? Email us at production@redhousestreaming.com. We would love to hear from you. And please share the stories. We like to spread positivity on all the social media sites. We also are on Roku with some major announcements coming in 2023. Kerry and Rick Kriseman, married for 30 years. Again, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks.
Thank you. Stay safe, everybody. We'll see you next week.
The Golden Diamond Source has been in business for nearly 4 decades and is one of the largest family-owned jewelry stores in America.
We have the largest selection of white and fancy colored diamonds and gemstones you'll find anywhere.
We also have private areas for VIP viewings.
Only at the Golden Diamond Source.